Hi everyone, today I'm going to tell you how you can stop caring about what others think of you. Worrying about what others think of you has become amplified these days, especially due to social media. It ranges from very young kids thinking about this to very old people experiencing the same problem. And why this is harmful is because it may lead to development of mental illnesses or it can lower person's skills. For example, their decision-making skills, their self-confidence. So in order to break the cycle, it's important to understand where the energy is coming from. First up, we have theory of evolution, which provides a clear explanation on why we are so obsessed with what other people are thinking about us. Throughout most of the human histories, our ancestors had to rely upon their tight-knit clans, their tribes for their survival, because back then there was no institutions such as law enforcement or supermarkets. Being expelled from the group at that time meant that they are likely going to die because of starvation or because a predator is going to attack them. This evolutionary pressure is likely why we're so concerned about what other person is thinking about us, because we want to get that social approval. It also dictates our self-worth and why the human brain reacts the same way to physical pain and social rejection. Second reason we can draw from social psychology, which explains why social norms are in place and why complying to these social norms are so important. This is because our belongingness in society is shaped by how we behave, think, act, speak, feel, and we learn this from an early age. We do so because we wanted to be accepted by our neighborhood, by the society we're a part of, and we need to avoid feelings of shame that comes from not adhering to these social norms. However, with the advent of social media, this need to be liked by everyone, follow what everyone else is doing, has become intensified. Our number of friends and likes are now publicly displayed and recorded. We feel stressed and drained because of it, because we try to maintain both our online and offline identities to ensure that we are liked and accepted by everyone. Many of us are caught in this cycle for our entire lives, thinking that by prescribing to this certain set of regulations, everything is going to be fine and we're going to be socially accepted by our society, but only to find that that is not the case. For example, for women in most Asian cultures, they are taught that they must compromise and listen to their husbands because that would lead to a perfect married life. However, only to later realize that that is not the case. Thirdly, whenever we are facing a decision, for example, whether to speak up in front of a person or not, our brain activates a behavioral inhibition system, which is called the BIS, that is to assess the situation and determine the appropriate action, with a focus on the potential costs of behaving inappropriately. And once you have enough situational awareness, your BIS turns off and your behavior activation system takes over, which focuses on rewards. However, worrying about what others think of you can keep your BIS active, and that hinders your ability to take action. If you find yourself constantly regretting not speaking up in social situations, this means that you are too much focused about what others are thinking of you and your BIS system is active. If you become so obsessed with what other people are thinking about you, this can eventually develop into allodexophobia, which is fear of opinion of other people. Such people are extremely self-critical, paranoid, and may require hospitalization due to panic attacks. Or this can lead to what some people experience called spotlight effect, which is a distortion in your thinking that causes you to overestimate the extent to which other person is noticing you. Which means that you think everyone is just noticing you all the time and they're just continuously focused on your flaws, your imperfections, even when you know you are being irrational and when you really wanted to stop. This self-centered type of thinking overwhelms you, it persists, and it paralyzes you. And this causes you to avoid social situations. And when you avoid social situations, it's not going to get any better. In fact, it amplifies your social anxiety. Overall, the right goal here is not to completely disregard the opinion of other people, because that would be abnormal and dangerous, and that would lead to development of antisocial personality disorder. However, learning to reduce it to less than abnormal levels, or to simply put, you're not putting too much emphasis on what other people are thinking of you. I recommend taking these steps. Number one is caring about what other people think of you should depend on the nature of your relationship with others. You probably have heard that you shouldn't care about what other people think of you. Well, that's true, but also not. How much you care about the opinion of other people should depend on the nature of relationship you have with those people. For example, paying attention to the views about you from your family members, from your close friends is good for you, because not only they know you personally, but they're giving you an opinion or their feedback about you that can help you to develop. And when you work on it, it helps keep your relationship with them in a good place. Also, this leads to greater satisfaction with the relationships you have with people who are close in your life. On the other hand, opinion about you from people who barely know you, that you encounter when you're out and about, let's say in public transport or you are in cafe or restaurants, their opinion shouldn't matter to you at all. That's right, none. Now, I don't mean that you start going around and saying bad comments to people around you because they simply don't know you or you are not likely to see them ever again, because that will lead you to ultimately lose your reputation. But what I mean is that, for instance, let's say a stranger who barely knows you in the bus comments about your dressing, saying that it's ugly. That shouldn't cause you to become sad or to stop wearing that outfit, but rather think about why they have said that. They might be having a bad day and they're taking their frustration out on you, or simply because they're a mean person and they want to bring you down. It's highly possible that someone else has liked your outfit. But if you place so much emphasis on what the stranger have said, you are likely to ignore the compliments that you have received or will be receiving in future. You're focusing on opinions of those who shouldn't have mattered in the first place. So opinions from strangers can prevent you from speaking up your own opinion, from dressing the way you want to, or doing things that you enjoy. Big disclaimer here: if you know someone who is very close to you, whether your family member or your partner or someone you're in a relationship with, and that person is very critical of you and tries to change you or control you, don't care about their opinion either. I know many people because of it have suffered damaged self-esteem, have trust issues, lack self-confidence, and even have mental illnesses just because their partner or their close family member is displeased with whatever they are doing, and despite their best effort still continues to criticize them. If you know of such person or group of people, then the first thing that you should do is to distance yourself and seek the help of a psychologist. Back to the point on how you can stop caring about what strangers think about you is to express yourself in small steps. Do things that don't harm anyone, but that you're too embarrassed to do. It's going to be uncomfortable at first, but step by step it will become easier. For example, wear those shoes that you think other people may find weird, but you love them so much. Who knows, you might receive a compliment from your colleague on those shoes. It doesn't matter if they approve of it or not. What matters is that you slowly find out that the opinion of other people can't harm you. Also, you'll be surprised how many people love your uniqueness and the authenticity that you bring to the table. They will accept you how you are in spite of the flaws that you try to hide so badly. Ultimately, you will feel freer, confident, and you will stop caring so much about what other people think of you. Second tip is, don't be your worst critic. Instead, think about what you would say to your best friend who were to be in that position. We all know that we are our own worst critics, but that doesn't help in learning how to stop caring about what other people think about us. Rather than think about what would you say to your best friend if he or she is feeling that they are not good enough because they have gained some extra weight, because someone has commented on their appearance. Would you make them feel unlovable or hurt them? The answer is simply no. So why would you do that to yourself? This will make you more aware of the inner monologue going in your head and make you realize that you won't say these things to your best friend who is in the same position as you. So why would you do that to yourself? Instead, you will say to them, "You've got this. I'm proud of you. You are a wonderful person." This will help you monitor your self-talk and correct it. And you will start to support yourself the same way you will support your best friend. A little tough love can be useful, but when you engage in excessive self-criticism and the voice of inner critic takes over your head, reminding yourself about the positive qualities and speaking to yourself kindly will help you to stop putting so much emphasis on what other people think of you. People will talk no matter what you decide to do. Attempting to please everyone is not only harmful, but it is also not beneficial. It leads to life living on other person's expectations and causes you to lose your own joy and excitement. No matter what you do or how hard you try, there'll always be some people who hold negative opinion about you. They will always hate you. I gave an example earlier in the video about being in relationship with someone who constantly criticizes you. You can't stop these people from gossiping about you behind your back or right in front of you, and you shouldn't care about it either. Also, by trying to please such people, you will lose your identity. Nothing will ever change the minds of such people who hold negative opinion about you because they are steeped in negativity. Nothing you will ever do will please them. It's quite impossible. So why bother trying? They will always have an opinion about how you should dress, how you should talk, how you should behave, how you should live your life, because they have this set of ideals in their mind which 10 out of 10 times even they can't achieve. So stop trying to please everyone, especially such people. Number 4 is accepting a helping hand. Techniques that I shared with you earlier can help you from stop caring or putting so much emphasis on what other people think about you. However, if you have experienced trauma or you find yourself in an environment where it's really hard for you to stop caring about what other person is thinking about you, and that has impaired how you appear or how you behave in society, or you have developed mental issues because of it, then seeking a help of professional is a must. It is important to prioritize your well-being and seek help instead of prolonging your distress. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. For business inquiries or psychological consultations, my email address is psychologist_kinza@outlook.com. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!